Hi everyone, welcome back to Wise Words Wednesday. I'm Jamie. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to talk about quality control today, which I've spoken about before, but what I really want to focus on today is not the expectation of perfection, which I've highlighted and have had some great feedback from all of you. But what I do want to highlight is that the quality control process doesn't just happen in production, it happens throughout the development process. And so what our role is in working with the supply chain is to highlight and to draw attention to a lot of the minutia that will ultimately come back to face us in a production setting. You know, if we're developing a collection that has a lot of snaps, for example, or zippers that are meant to be zipped on and zipped off and interchangeable between different styles, you've got some compatibility issues that have to be addressed in the sampling stage. So while we can do pull testing for the snaps and zipper testing for the compatibility, there's only so much that we can do until it actually hits the sewing line, because certain things happen under production settings that don't happen in a proper sample room. And these are the things that highlight and show up and smack us in the face, as you can say, that we all have to navigate in manufacturing. And we're not immune to it. So everything that's in motion, everything that's under the needle, everything that's being stamped and embellished and heat sealed and double needle stitch, all of these are hand processes. And there is a sleight of hand. This is all human labor. And while we do work with the best manufacturers in the world, it is to be expected that there is going to be some fallout as things are constructed, built, and completed in its finished form. It's our job to ensure that the vendors are accountable and that they're compliant with our expectations, and that in quality control, things will fall out in production. The QC teams will find obstructions, they will find errors, they will find visual defects, they will find things on site that may not have been picked up in the proto-fitting process or the initial production development process. And these are things that we have to manage on a daily basis until we can get things through to packing and shipping and distribution to you. So please understand, when you go into this process, when you come into this industry, there are going to be conversations that come up where we're going to have to be able to identify what is reasonable and customary practice on the sewing line and what we will hold the vendors accountable for as it relates to a potential error in sewing or a finishing detail. And those are things that we can't forecast. It's kind of like a weather storm, but we know that we have to deal with it when it arrives, and we hold hands to do that together collectively, and we do it with great success. And our suppliers very much support our decisions and are very much compliant with our directives nearly 100% of the time. So with that being said, if anybody has questions about dealing with manufacturing nuances, having overseas, even domestic manufacturing, and how to apply and manage the QC process, we're happy to talk about it with you and field your questions so that you can understand what is reasonable and customary behavior and what is commercially acceptable in the industry, and also so that you can prepare yourself mentally and emotionally to be able to understand that there may be some fallout because your idea was so unbelievably brilliant, but to manage it, manufacture it, and produce it took a lot of effort, and there might be some changes that we didn't foresee in the beginning. So thank you for listening. Any of you that have questions about this can always reach out to us at www.fabrictofinish.com. And please, as always, follow us on our socials and continue to follow the Wise Words Wednesday series, because we want to inform you to the best of our ability before you dive in to this process and get your feet wet. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.